Bangalore, how much street food do you want delivered at home? Yes! Hi, my name is Ivana and I live in Bangalore. Apparently, we have arrived at the 4th episode of Indian street food at home without running out of options of which street foods to order. In case you've missed the previous 3 episodes, I have linked them all down in the description below. But today, again, here we are. You guys put massive thumbs up on the previous episode and we are going to eat more Indian street food. I am super hungry, so let's do this with the street food that I've been looking forward the most. Puri bhaji is predominantly a North Indian breakfast dish and it consists of the puri, the fried bread, and also the bhaji, which is the potato curry. The puri is different than a bhature in the dish Chole bhature because it is less fluffy even though both breads are fried. I can remember the first time I had puri bhaji exactly. It was on a train station in Jaipur and I was on my way to Jaisalmer. From that day on, I have been a puri bhaji enthusiast. The dish is eaten with your hands, so you just break a small piece of the puri and then you grab a little bit of that potato curry. Ooh, can you hear how crunchy that puri is? Oh yeah. Next, take a big bite. The puri is not spicy at all, but the bhaji can be, and this one is mildly spicy, so be careful if you cannot handle spices that well. The puri is really well made. I like it when they're still flexible but at the same time crunchy. Then the bhaji, the potatoes are really cooked well. The masala is really nice, but I do think it could have used a little bit more salt. I'm extremely surprised how many North Indian dishes are made really well in Bangalore. This is a really good puri bhaji, so I would definitely give it an 8.5. I'm definitely also going to finish this puri bhaji because it's too delicious. But right now we are moving into South Indian food, and more specifically a South Indian recommendation from you guys because I ordered for the first time ever Manglor bhaji. I had never even heard of Manglor bhaji, let alone seen it. So I have googled it and it's supposedly a fritter. It looks like a savory dish and it's also delivered with a coconut chutney. I'm assuming that you eat this by dipping it in the coconut chutney. And this coconut chutney actually looks really good. I love it when they're this thick. You can see the mustard seeds in there for the tempering. This looks great. Here we go. Manglor bhaji, guys. It really tastes like a little bit more dense savory donut, but it is still a lot fluffier than a vada. There are not overwhelming spices in here, so you definitely need that chutney for the full flavor experience. Luckily, I had the air fryer and I heated them up, but yeah, this looks really good. I need another bite of this. This is really tasty and quite addictive, I have to say. I find myself wanting to bite in another one immediately after I finish one bite. This is extremely tasty and super addictive, so I definitely give it a 9. Thank you so much for introducing me to this. From South India back to North India, because in front of me is a Bombay sandwich. A Bombay masala sandwich is like no other sandwich that you've tasted before. It is 4 slices, actually 2 slices of white bread, and then they're stuffed with potato, cucumber, tomato, onion, but there's actually also a potato masala and some extra tomatoes, onions, coriander in there. I'm guessing because this sandwich might get soggy, I will have to DIY this. I've DIY'd the Bombay masala sandwich and I have to say, it doesn't look anything like a Bombay masala sandwich Vala would make it. A Vala means like a salesman. Oh my gosh, it's also falling apart. No, I'm afraid this is not gonna work out, but still I do want to try it. I forgot to mention, there's actually also a mint chutney and the bread is toasted after the Bombay masala sandwich Vala. So the salesman puts all of those things in and then he toasts it at the end. But this sandwich unfortunately has gotten very soggy. I think this is just best when you eat it fresh. However, I am going to take another bite. Honestly, the flavor is there. The freshness from the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and the onions, and the creaminess of the potato, and the spiciness of that mint chutney. Because the flavor is there, I would give this sandwich a 5. A soggy Bombay masala sandwich is just a no-go. So this is something that I think you really need to eat fresh, and I can't wait to have it again when I'm back in Mumbai. From Mumbai back to Bangalore, because in front of me I have adai avila, and I think it's a Karnataka food, but if it's not, please correct me down in the comments below. You know the drill. The vegetable curry with coconut, from what I can see, is the avila, and I think this is the adai, which looks like a thick dosa with some spices in there. And then this, I'm not sure if you're supposed to eat it with that, but what is this? I think it's a sweet. I don't think you're supposed to put it in the vegetables. I'm gonna leave the sweet. I think it's like an extra on the side. I'm guessing you just eat this like you would a regular dosa. Oh yeah, I can see quite a lot of, I think it's tomatoes in there and some, I'm guessing green chilies, maybe coriander, and with that veg curry. Oh, that looks so yummy. This is a type of South Indian food that I adore. It's so light, it's so mild in flavor, yet there is still so much flavor in there in that veg curry, but actually also in this adai. I'm just gonna call it adai. I'm guessing the red pieces are actually capsicum, so you get that little bit of a roasted pepper aroma, and then with the vegetables, it's so good. I would definitely give this a 9. I think I could eat this on a daily basis. It's delicious. In front of me are two dishes that I'm unfortunately not that excited about. One is a recommendation from you guys, Poha. I've had Poha before. I absolutely love Poha. Originally, it's a Maharashtrian breakfast dish, and it is made with flattened rice. As you can see, this is not flattened rice, so I'm not sure how this is going to taste. The other dish is Chole kulcha. Chole looks good, which is the chickpea curry, but the kulcha doesn't look like a kulcha. A kulcha is a quite thick bread. Chole kulcha is a Punjabi dish, but this looks more like a roti. I can't really say that this is a kulcha, but maybe this is a type of kulcha that I haven't seen before. If that is the case, let me know down in the comments below. Right now, this does not necessarily look promising, as in expectations versus reality. Something that does look amazing and is another recommendation from you guys is Mapua rabdi. I will have that at the end, and I cannot wait to try that. But first, let's try this poha. Let's see if maybe the flavor is good. Like I mentioned, poha is made with flattened rice, and then there are peanuts added to it and quite a lot of spices, curry leaves. This one has peas over here, of course popped mustard seeds, some onions, and then I think I see some either tomatoes or capsicums. And then you just eat it as a breakfast dish. In general, I adore poha because it's so light and very tasty. Let's see how this one holds up. This is not poha. I'm actually quite surprised because in general you can get quite a good poha here in Bangalore, and even the ready-made poha from the MTR packets is usually quite good. The flavor isn't even there. Otherwise I would have given a 5, just like with a Bombay sandwich. This also needs some salt, so I would give this one unfortunately a 2. Let's hope this kulcha slash roti tastes better, because I'm a little bit disappointed from that poha. Okay, let's see if this works out. Got the chole here. Oh, that chole looks amazing. Look how thick that gravy is. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. So chole is made with chickpeas. It's a chickpea curry. I swear I can properly eat with my hands, but every time I film these videos, I have just too many things that I have to pay attention for, and I make a big mess out of everything. So please excuse me, but I'm taking a big bite of this. Wow, honestly immediately going in for a second bite, because that chole might be one of the best choles that I've ever had. Look how thick that gravy is. Oh my. Fair enough, this roti bread, whatever it is not a kulcha, but that chole, oh my goodness. This is one of the best choles I've ever had. The gravy is super smoky, the chickpeas are perfectly boiled, the saltiness is perfect. Just because of that chole, I will give this 6.5. The kulcha is not there, but that chole, that's just too good. Now I'm really thinking, did I mess up? Is this a different variety of kulcha that I don't know? Because the kulcha that I know is thick and fluffy. It all just doesn't add up in my head as a kulcha. Yeah, if I'm messing it up, let me know down in the comments below. As you may have noticed, in this episode of Indian Street Foods at Home, there is no Indian street food battle because there are no contestants for the Pani Puri, hence the Pani Puri wins. In front of me, I have Uppitu. I did not know what it was when I ordered, but when I googled it, I saw that it was Rava Upma, one of my favorite Indian breakfast foods. In English, Rava translates to semolina, and I think in Dutch it translates to gristmeel. But yeah, if I'm saying that wrong, let me know down in the comments below. I can't wait to try this, even though it looks a little bit cakey, and it's usually not supposed to look like that. It only looks cakey when it's a little bit overcooked. As you can see, there are a lot of popped mustard seeds in there, some roasted dal, which gives it a lot of crunchiness. Then there are some onions, and I think, what is this? This is some tomato. This looks very, very tasty. I'm quite sure there are some curry leaves in there as well. That is one tasty upma. My oh my, the saltiness is on point, the masala is on point. It doesn't even matter that it's a little bit cooked too long. Maybe that's also because of the transportation. The flavor is so good. Was definitely not expecting that because I'm not a fan of cakey upma, but this flavor is so on point. I would definitely give this upma an 8.5. It is time for le moment supreme, one of my favorite Indian desserts of all time, Mapua. Mapua originates from Rajasthan, hence why it's not that easy to find a good Mapua here in Bangalore. It is a fried pancake which is then dipped in a sugar syrup, and you eat it with rabri, which is almost like a vanilla cream. That combination is just, you can already hear it. I am drooling. I'm going to pour some of that rabri on top. I have of course heated up the Mapua. I don't want too much sauce, but I do like my rabri. Oh, it's 2 Mapuas? Really? Oh my, it's a party today. I have 2 Mapuas over here. I thought it was only 1. I got a bite of the Mapua over here and the rabri. I am so excited. Thank you so much for reminding me of this. It's like if happiness was a dessert, it would be a Mapua. The genius thing about Mapua and rabri is that the rabri is a little bit sour, so it's not completely sweet like a vanilla cream. Then when you add that to the fried pancake dipped in a sugar syrup, it just becomes this perfect dessert. If you are trying Mapua, try it fresh because this is good. But when it's like a freshly fried crispy pancake and then dipped in the sugar syrup together with the rabri, it's next level. This is good, don't get me wrong. I would definitely give this an 8.5. But Mapua made fresh, nothing beats it. Before I give you my favorites and my final review, I have some bad news for you, but also some good news. The bad news is that this is the final episode of Indian Street Food at Home series. In case you've missed the previous 3 episodes, I have linked them down in the description. But the good news is that it's the last episode because the world is opening up again. So there might actually be a video of Indian street food coming up in the streets of India. If you would like that, of course, make sure to put a thumbs up. Getting into the reviews of today, I have to give honorable mentions to that Bombay masala sandwich and that upma. I was not expecting those flavors to be as good as they were. This is my new favorite discovery, adai avial. But my absolute favorites of today, of course, were the Mapua, that Puri bhaji, which was really, really good, and that Manglor bhaji. So thank you so much for introducing me to this because I don't think I would have tried this on my own. If I am going out into the Indian streets to try and make more Indian street food videos, which food should I try that I haven't tried yet? Let me know down in the comments below. But this is not goodbye, my friends. If you would like to keep in touch, make sure to click that subscribe button. It's free and you can join 230,000 other subscribers. You will get a notification notification whenever I post a new video, and then I can see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!